it's me, and welcome to episode 43 of the Weekly Whisper. I'm your host, Elian Habanero, and I'm here to talk all things in the news of 365 Pro Wrestling. And is your adrenaline going like mine is? What a debut episode. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, 365 Pro Wrestling has started their TV show called 365 Adrenaline. It debuted last Wednesday night on Twitch. It is now on other platforms such as Facebook and YouTube as well, and it was a great episode to kick things off. You couldn't have asked for a better couple of matches there. We had Judas Icarus versus Sharif Morrow. There was also some backstage interviews. It was just really fun, and then we had the main event of Rhea Von Slasher versus BJ Laredo, and both matches were really good. And there's, if I'm looking at the matches they took place at the last doubleheader, there was 10 matches. So if they did 2, you would think there's already 4 more episodes coming for sure. And then not only that, before we even get carried away, 11 days away from another doubleheader, November 7th, at the Willow Point Lions Club, Campbell River, British Columbia. They are going to once again do a 2 p.m. show, a 7 p.m. show, 365 Pro Wrestling. Not sure how many matches it's going to take place on those cards coming up. And then, here it is, Tuesday. You know it's Tuesday if you're watching the Weekly Whisper, or maybe sometimes you watch it late. But we drop on Tuesday, is what I'm trying to say. And tomorrow, episode 2 will be out. Who knows what matches will be on there. There's so many that I want to see from those that doubleheader that took place in October here, and there's so much I want to find out about what's coming up for the November 7th doubleheader. If you caught the Weekly Whisper last week, I was given the great responsibility to mention that the Voros twins would be taking on Javico and Eddie Osborne in a tag team championship contest. So that's a big one. But we got a couple other matches that have been announced straight from Dr. Wall's office, straight to the Weekly Whisper office, the studios, or whatever you want to call it. We have a big one here. Okay, first I gotta talk. Okay, before I make the announcements, this may give it away a little bit who's in the matches, but at the last show, it's 2 shows, a doubleheader. But on the last time the 365 Pro Wrestling ran an event, Travis Williams, the global champion, defended his title twice and competed 3 times. He was in the submission match against Liza Hall, he faced Cremator, and then he even took Javico's spot in the Sharif Morrow match and put his global championship on the line. And now he is scheduled, although depends how everything goes. I'll explain this further. He is scheduled on November 7th to defend his global championship 2 times. One each event. One's at 2 p.m. and then if he's still the global champion, he will defend it again at 7 p.m. So you may not agree with some of Travis Williams' ways, or the way he goes about it, but no one can question his talent, and you gotta respect him for this. He's put the title on the line every time he's been asked to. He's performed as much as possible in several contests. He's been on all the 365 shows, I believe, this whole year. I may be incorrect on that. Where's Paul when you need him? But yeah, man, ever since there was a brief hiatus from live events, Travis Williams is someone that I just can't stop talking about, because he's in these big matchups, he finds a way to win, and he's putting the title on the line whenever he's asked to. So speaking of that, what I was alluding to was we have been given the main event for the 2 p.m. event on November 7th, 365. It is going to be a 4-way contest. Now, I don't know all the specifics of this match. I just know who's in it. But it is for the Golden Boy Travis Williams Global Championship. He will be defending his championship in a 4-way match The three other competitors will be Liza Hall, who did not submit in the submission contest, but she also was not successful as the match was stopped, so she'll get another crack at it. Nolan James has found his way into the mix somehow. Obviously, Dr. Walls usually does a video before the event explaining all his reasoning and whatnot, but so Nolan James will be in it, and then also Rhea Von Slasher will be in it after her big win over BJ Laredo. So there it is. Travis Williams defends against Liza Hall, Nolan James, and Rhea Von Slasher. Now, I don't know the specifics, like I said. I don't know if all four competitors are allowed to compete at the same time, if it's elimination style, or if it's whoever gets the first pinfall or submission. And I don't know if one of the other competitors gets pinned. I'm not sure if they lose. Travis Williams will lose the title. If so, I'll find out more on this. That would be a major disadvantage. That would be crazy that he could lose the title without even being pinned or submitted. But I like I said, I don't know. I'm just exploring all the possibilities. But, and then also the tag team match I was talking about, and the next show, the Weekly Whisper, the next event, or the next episode 44, the Weekly Whisper, next Tuesday, will be 4 days away from the event. So I don't know if they're not announcing all the matches ahead of time this time, or they're gonna all, but then you were gonna want to check out the next episode of the Whisper is what I'm saying, because all the last minute details, you'll be getting everything that I know by that point, and it'll be only 4 days away. But as of right now, there's only 3 matches that have been announced. So the 4-way for the Global Championship and the Tag Team Championship, the Voros Twins versus Haviko and Eddie Osborne. So, if Travis Williams is successful somehow against the 3 other competitors at the 2 p.m. event, he will be defending again the same day his Global Championship against the Born Sinner Judas Icarus, who he had 2 big wins on the last 2 shows, so that makes perfect sense to me that he would deserve a shot. Now, there's also some weird things about this. If Travis Williams does not successfully retain his Global Championship at the 2 p.m. event, will he still be wrestling Judas Icarus, but it will not be a title match? Or whoever wins the 4-way and his Global Championship, will they step into that match and defend against Judas Icarus? I do not know that right now, and I will make sure to find out as much as I can for you on the next episode of the Weekly Whisper, talking about that. So, there's just so much going on. They've got, 25 new YouTube subscribers in the last week and a half. There's been a bunch of classic Vancouver Island matchups put up. I believe it was a Crofton collection, and because he's in a lot of the matches, so it might be some of his personal videos. Just check that out. In the last 2 weeks, there's been about 30 to 40 new videos added, including the Weekly Whispers, including Dr. Walls whenever he does his videos explaining things, including some backstage promos and stuff from before the matches and after the matches, including the Weekly Whisper. YouTube's where it's at, man. They're almost at 2,100 subscribers there. So go there, subscribe if you're able to. Also, the Twitch stream has always been a great thing. They got the Wednesday night. It's turned into Wednesday Night Adrenaline, and it used to be kind of like their Wednesday night special, but now it's Wednesday Night Adrenaline. And then starting in November, they're going to have the Thursday more focused on Ontario show. I don't know if there's a name for that that I haven't seen in any of the press releases or anything like that. So the Twitch channel, make sure you go and follow and subscribe there, because that's been on fire as well. Just so much going on. So if we only have 3 matches announced, you'd think there'd be somewhere in the range of 6 to 8 more announced to find out who's going to be. And then, as I mentioned last week, there's the Canberra River is starting the Pure Pro Wrestling Academy, Pure Pro, something with a P. I'm pretty sure it's Pro Wrestling Academy. But yeah, so that's just incredible, and I can't wait to find out. And we always usually do a top 5 on, so I feel like we should go with Travis Williams here. We're going to do a top 5 I hate this because if he ends up doing a top 5 special on Twitch of his top 5 matches, well, I'm just picking mine, so he would obviously have different ones. So I'm going to do, since he's kind of the focus of the show here, the Golden Boy Travis Williams top 5 matches of his that are available on the 365 YouTube channel. Here's one that actually got included in one of my lists before. I did a top 5 3-way, and it was Crofton versus Jackie Lee, I believe was the name, and Travis Williams. So that one's there. And then number 4 would be the matchup. It was in the Global Championship Tournament between Judas Icarus and Travis Williams a couple months back there. Okay, yep. And then we got the one with, this is the time limit draw. It was during the Grand Championship Tournament when they crowned the first ever Grand Champion, which ended up being Jordie Taylor. It was Liza Hall versus Travis Williams. I believe it's 15, maybe 20, I don't know, but it was a time limit draw. And then the submission match is not up. Could that possibly be on episode 2 of Adrenaline? We're not sure about that. But then I'm picking number 2 Travis Williams match. It's a 3-way contest between Judas Icarus, Travis Williams, and Nicole Matthews. That was great. And then the first one would be the incident. It'd be Liza Hall versus Travis Williams in the September event. So that's my top 5 Travis Williams matches available on the 365 YouTube channel. Go and check them all out. They're all good, and there's, I think, I made a playlist of all his matches that I could find. I believe there's 14 or 15. I think some of them include interviews and stuff as well. I put everything that I can up on there. Crofton's playlist has grown by about 30 matches in the last couple of days, but go check them out and check out all his matches. Just check out Travis Williams 365 playlist. It might come up under my name as I created it. But there you go. Top 5 Travis Williams matches available on 365 YouTube. The 3-way Crofton, Jackie Lee, Travis Williams. The matchup in the Global Championship Tournament was Judas Icarus versus Travis Williams. Liza Hall versus Travis Williams, the time limit draw. And Judas Icarus versus Travis Williams versus Nicole Matthews, the 3-way. And then Liza Hall versus Travis Williams. This was their second contest after the time limit draw. This was for the Global Championship with the incident with referee Tim accidentally striking Liza Hall. And the submission match is not up yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be included in one of these Adrenaline episodes that are coming. The only thing else we need to do is like, or you get a leg drop, comment, or you get a clothesline, subscribe, or you get a suplex, and share, or you get a sleeper. I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba!